This question is from R.K. Goyal Prabhu. He asked, Hare Krishna Guruji, is it true that a devotee will not go after material things, but one needs material things for an appropriate living? So, which is the governing verse of Bhagavad Gita to guide us? Hare Krishna.
Can you repeat the question, Prabhu? A devotee?
Like a devotee will not go after material things, but is it true that one will need material thing for an appropriate living? We will need material things. So, which is the governing verse of Bhagavad Gita to guide us?
Yes, Prabhu. So, yeah, devotee is not after material things because devotee always focuses the mind on Krishna, and devotee completely depends on Krishna for everything. So, Krishna in the 9th chapter, 22nd sloka number 22. So, Krishna is teaching us that Ananyas chintayanto mam ye janaga paripasate tesam nityabhyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyam. So, that's what Krishna is saying, that yogakshemam. So, yogakshemam means all the needed material things for us. So Krishna is saying that Vahamyagam, I will bring them. So Krishna will take care of us. So we should be Niryogakshema. Niryogakshema Atmavan. So that's what Krishna is saying in many places in Bhagavad Gita, that Niryogakshema. Niryogakshema means we should not be going after the material results. So when we do any activity, when we do any duty, any action, we should not be thinking or focusing about the results of those activities. We should leave them to Krishna. So Niryogakshema. But when we do that, when we actually work for Krishna, when we do everything for Krishna, so then Krishna is saying that I will bring whatever you need it. I will take it. So because Krishna only is supplying everything, everything is only coming from Krishna. So that way, in the 9th chapter, 22nd sloka number 22, Krishna is very clearly teaching us that there is Yogakshemam Mahamyagam. So in fact, Srila Prabhupada has translated very nicely that I preserve what they have and I offer what they lack. So that's what Prabhupada is translated. So that way, Krishna will take care. And also, in the 2nd chapter, 40th sloka, Neha Bikraman Asosti Pratyavayo Na Vidyade. Swalpam apiyasya dharmasya trayate mahatobhaya. So when we are doing this, focusing on Krishna, when we study this Bhagavad Gita, so nothing is going to be, we are not going to lose anything and nothing is going to be reduced from us. So everything is going to be with us. So Krishna is going to supply, Krishna is going to take care. So that's what is very important. So if we depend on Krishna, so we are under care of Krishna, we are very well protected by Krishna, we are insured by Krishna. So Krishna takes care of everything. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Guruji. It's a wonderful verse, and you have correctly quoted. Actually, I was also looking for the similar kind of things. So I was also expecting that this verse should be the one which I was expecting this verse also only from you. So when you have said it, so now I am convinced. It's a wonderful verse. It has the promise of the Krishna for the devotees. So it cannot be false. It can nothing in Bhagavad Gita can be wrong actually. So this is a wonderful verse. Thank you very much, Guruji. And I have got one more doubt actually. That is regarding the chitta. We have learned chitta is the thought process.
Yes.
And we have also learned that this subtle body, man, buddhi, and ahankar, they are the part of consciousness. When the soul leaves, it carries along with all this subtle world. So when this chitta is a thinking process, and man is doing all this thinking, of course, the combination of ahankara, buddhi, and mana, they are doing this thinking process. And then the thoughts that are getting accumulated, where do they get accumulated? My question is chitta. Where chitta is a part of mind.
Yes, mind.
So that means
thought process. When we say thought process, thinking, everything related to mind.
So this chitta is basically a kind of a storage device which is part of the mana. So when the mana leaves the body, so it goes, this device goes along with him, and all our accumulated experiences, they remain with the mana. And when we get the new body, we get all that accumulated thoughts. Is it the right thing, sir?
Besides that swabhava. So that's basically it's mana and then swabhava. Swabhava is the one which is creating our new body. So swabhava knows. So basically we are attracted to sense objects because of our swabhava. So then mind focuses on that. So when the mind thinks on those sense objects, you call it as the chitta. So chitta means the thinking. So the mind is thinking. So mat chitta means you think about me. Krishna is saying about mat chitta. But if the mind thinks about the sense objects, dhyayato visayan pumsa, dhyayato vishayan. So thinking about sense objects. So all these things, the mind, what the mind thinks about it, that's what is, we call it as chitta. So chintam aparimeyam. Chintam aparimeyam means for the demons in this world. So they think about all kinds of nonsense things, and their worries are unlimited. So aparimeya means unlimited. So when the mind always thinks about something, so we call it as worries. So chinta. So that's what we need to understand. Yes. So all the desires are also sarvan partha manogatan. Manogata means the mind thinking. So mind thinking about, I can enjoy like this, I can enjoy like that. So then the desires are coming. So kama, that is known as kama. So that kama comes when we think about the sense objects.
Okay. So if we are thinking about something, then it is natural that our thinking process is attached to that particular subject, and our subhava will also start converting as per the object of our thinking. So one needs to do the right thinking, and that is the Krishna. If we are thinking about the Krishna, we would tend to become like Krishna, and that is again a gradual process. And due course of time, we will become Brahma Bhuta. When we become Brahma Bhuta, we are eligible to go to Golok. So is it the science, sir?
Exactly, Prabhu. That's exactly correct. When we think about sense objects, so then we will be controlled by the modes of nature. When we think about Krishna, we are freed from the modes of nature. So either we will let the modes of nature to control us when we think about material sense objects. So when we think about Krishna, we are going to let the modes of nature to free us.
Okay. So now I think this is a wonderful explanation. Now I am just trying to get to the core of it, and this is the whole philosophy. Now I am able to comprehensively understand. Thank you, Guruji. A lot of thanks. I'm so grateful. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Guruji. Hare Krishna.